There we go. Let's say hello. Oh, it looks like an even game, 12Q versus 12Q. Let's turn on the coordinates, check the game info. Yep, even game. 6.5 points of Comey. Let's put a stone down. And take a 4-4 and a 4-3. And let's approach high. Been doing that recently. I don't know, I used to always approach low, but this seems to be okay as well. And in keeping with the new style, we'll do the high back off instead of the low back off, although it does leave the invasion open, so we'll have to deal with that at some point. So I can enclose this corner. Back off here. I guess I'll do the back off here. Oh, he does the old-fashioned Joseki. Let's see if he finishes it with the 2-space extension. Oh, he finishes it with a jump out. I think that's the way they used to play it. I mean, I think that is a line. So I'm going to go back in and close my corner here because he's not threatening. He's not threatening these stones. Yeah, I guess he was threatening to take a big extension there. So he's threatening greed. Yeah, let's do an approach here. Maybe you're supposed to play the... when he jumps out, you're supposed to take away the extension. It could be that's the way you're supposed to play it. Okay, but here I have to make a base over here. Now what? Extend once here, I guess. And I'm going to cap these stones here. And extend once more to threaten this push. Feeling pretty safe about these stones. I could drop down here to threaten this corner and protect against that cut here. Or that invasion. The invasion in between this wall and that stone. And it gives me a monkey jump into his corner. So he invades on this side. I think that's fine. Let's take away any kind of extension there or base and keep the corner. Yeah, so he could play there. Let's take and make a big enclosure here. I also want to play in the middle over here, I guess. I'll back off once there. He's got to make a life out here somehow. Ah, so yeah, he plays in between my stones. I think these stones are in more trouble, so I'll approach from this side. These stones are weaker than these, so because he can go here. So it looks like he's trying to do something in the middle here. Let's turn and take these take this connection away, and as we lean on these stones, we will get into this area that he was hoping to make the territory, I guess, and enlarge our territory too. Yeah, these stones are still not alive, so they will keep jumping. At some point, these guys will be in trouble over here. Not yet. I have to split them, huh? Okay, I think I can Hane there. Turn first. How about if I try a splitting attack? Where is he going to go? He might just jump straight out. And I could play here. Yeah, let's turn first here. And maybe cap. If I cap, he runs this way. Yep, so I could poke at this. I could try and split here. I think he has two ways to connect up, so I think he's okay. I could maybe split this off. Enlarge my area at the expense of his stone there. Maybe I have to worry about this stone. Maybe it's going to get isolated too. Okay, he's going to try and do stuff here. Interesting. I will protect. I will cut. And let's turn here. Keep this group pretty safe. Is he going to live on the side, really? Is that even possible? I go here. He can go here. So let's see. Let's go on this side. Wow. I guess this is true. He can do that. Let's block the corner. Okay, yeah, Hane here, I can take away this eye. He can make an eye here. Hane here, he blocks. Then I Hane here. Hane here, he makes an eye over here, and then he's okay. So I have to take this eye away first. And yeah, now he's got it. He's got two eyes there. One here, and one here. Even if I play a stone in there, he managed a life in the corner. Very good. I mean, on the side. He managed a life on the side. Yeah, that's where I wanted to play. Let's see. A wedge here. Let's see what I can do to disrupt this area. He didn't answer this this potential peep, but it's not a big deal. Not very dangerous looking. It's a cut. I extend this way. I mean, he pushes me this way. I might be threatening to turn, so he keeps responding. Well, maybe there is something here. Let's poke and see. Unless he wants to just give up those two stones. Okay, so I get this turn in, and then I get to connect out. If he pushed me the other way, then I would go after those stones. Oh, I don't get to connect out, he says, because it's a ko, huh? Let's go here first, and then we'll take the ko. If he fills the ko, I will connect. So he splits, so I will take the ko. Now I can connect out like so. Maybe he thought that was a ko threat because he was putting those stones in Atari, but it wasn't. Okay, well this makes up for the loss of this area on the side, I guess. He has a big side here. So I'm just going to try and make some complications here to reduce him. I'll end up sacrificing some of these stones. Okay, this looks like a success. So I have an Atari here. And can I cut these guys off? Like if I Atari here and extend, or play a knight's move, and then the monkey jump on this side, he might be a little short. Let's see if we can surround first. Okay, looks like he's going after me as much as I'm going after him, so let's see what he does. It's probably the right way to do it. Let's turn here. Keep these groups split. Aha, yeah, he did recognize some weakness there. Okay, we will Atari that stone. And anyway, we'll just connect and jump out here. Looks like I'm connected to this side, so these stones feel pretty safe at this point. Let's just keep what I've got on the side over here. Let's see, so this double Atari, which stone is he going to save? We'll find out. Neither. Okay, so he's going after these stones over here. I'll keep these stones. I don't want to give them away. They're part of this group, I think. And I could extend once here. Since he wanted to save those stones and then take this guy. He can poke in here, but I can block. And the drop downs here and here threaten to reduce his territory, so that's pretty good. And I've taken away the middle from him, I think. So, but he did get this whole side, so and he's got a bunch of territory. I have this corner and this corner, maybe this side. Maybe I can get some in the middle here. Yeah, he might just win on territory. By the sheer amount of territory he's got. Let's first protect my corner over here. I think that's going to be one of my bigger areas. Then let's look at what we can do over here. Maybe I can make some territory in the middle. So this is an Atari. And I can extend here. Yeah, so he's trying to, can I kill this actually? Block it here. He goes here and I cut. He cuts there. Yeah, so I go here. He blocks. I cut. He cuts here. So he's got a stone here and a stone here, and this has nowhere to run, so he connects out. But if I had a stone here, I'd be threatening that block. Yep, so he responded. Okay, what now? So the turn here would give me this area. Yeah, I have to try and keep this encroachment here to a minimum. Yes, I'm giving up that stone. And this no longer needs to be connected here, so I'm not worried about that cut. So I say, so I got some territory in here, and then the turn here. So now I think it's about the end game. Let's see, there's the turn here. Okay, he's saying it's not about the end game. I still have groups in danger. Yeah. As long as there are groups in danger, it's not about the end game. The cut here is, okay, he decided to cut there first. So let's Atari here. Connect all these guys up. And what's the best connection here? Connect solidly here so that this cut is not an Atari anymore. And make sure I have two eyes, one here and one here. I'm going to do this monkey jump next, I think. Okay, when he goes here, and I connect, he extends my Atari. I still have two eyes, so monkey jump. Okay, yeah, I had to worry about that, taking away the last outside liberty there. Got Sente, he's got to fix if he wants to save these stones. Yeah. So next big move is the drop down here, threatening and jump in here. And the drop down here, also threatening and jump in here. Then take this corner, make it as big as possible. Yeah, he's got the coming. Okay, I lost Sente with that move. Maybe I can make a few more points in here. I can Atari this stone and capture it, it looks like. Okay, I want to go here. He has an Atari here. I connect. He extends. I can connect here. If he plays here, I have to be a little cautious, but I think I've got this. Okay, let's protect that one. Okay, it looks like we are down to the low end games. The small end games. Hane here is Sente. Because I'll get all those points in there if he doesn't protect. Hane here, he cuts. Is there any way for me to make it more severe? Well, I guess that's Sente. Now, is this Sente? I go here, and he ignores me. I cut here, that's an Atari, and I extend, and I've got actually 3 liberties versus 2, right? So that is Sente. Yep, he protected. Okay, what else can I get? Threaten to poke in here. Claim some territory here. That will be Gote. And I have this. How about this territory here? Is there any way you can take this away from me? This is, well, he'll respond to that, but then I have to fix. I go here, he'll respond. Might as well do it. So how much does he have? He has about 40 points here. 45. Not too much elsewhere. This area here. Do I have 45 points though with the corner? Maybe 20, 30, 40. And he's got Komi. How can I maximize this? I don't know. Don't know the way to maximize these shapes here. Okay. Yeah, so maybe I should have played there. It's kind of reverse Sente. And yeah, I could have connected there. We're just going to play this out and see where the chips land, I guess. Now, what happens if he cuts here? I connect. He tires on this side, I take. So he cuts, I connect. He gets 1 free move inside. But these stones are connected here. This has a liberty here. I say he does not have another move there. So can I make a point here? If I go here and he tries to wedge, I Atari and take. Okay. So I guess this gets me a point over here. So I play here. He blocks and I connect. just connect solid and threaten to push in. Well, there's no I there for him, so I guess we're down to the 1 point moves. Here is probably Sente, right? He'll block that. He resigned. Oh, now that's interesting. Well, we'll have to let's say thanks, good game. We'll have to do an evaluation and see if he resigned at a reasonable point. Is he really losing here? And yeah, I'll see you in the evaluation. Bye. Well, you can see by the graph here that there was a lot of back and forth in this game. There's a section here where it's just bouncing back and forth from top to bottom. Anyway, the points above the line are good for my opponent, and the points below the line are good for me. So actually my opponent was winning at the end. And I almost didn't use this game because it doesn't make me feel good to show a game that I won only because my opponent resigned inappropriately. But as I was going over the evaluation with Katago here, I turned up a couple of interesting points. So I thought it was worth showing for that, as well as the game was pretty entertaining too. So let's go to the first point. Yeah, my opponent played this weird Joseki where he jumped out here instead of a normal thing is to take a base here. So I asked Katago how I should react to this. I just kind of ignored it since he didn't take a base. I was giving him a second shot to take a base. I thought, I just played over here. I thought the other option might have been for me to play over here and take that extension away from him. Katago has a similar idea, but it would play more aggressively. It would play here, peep the connection, would descend once, and it assumes white would respond, and then it just does a small jump. I thought this was interesting. So it takes up a position on this side of those stones. So these stones aren't alive, these stones aren't alive, and white can of course attack these stones, but these stones can attack over here, and there is room for these stones to expand. Also, I thought it was interesting that Katago played a very solid one-space jump instead of a two-space jump like I would normally do from a two-space wall. So, but it makes sense that it's in a fighting situation there. It wants these stones to be as strong as possible. So that's how Katago would deal with that unusual turn in the Joseki. Okay, let's go on to the next point. I wanted to let's go back first of all. There is one other point here in the opening Josekis, which is this corner in the lower right. There's actually a weakness here because he played this stone high instead of just doing a one-space jump. And that's something to keep in mind. This comes up a little bit later. So there's a way to exploit that. If you play it right away, white can cut you off, and you can actually get into a situation where there's a ko for life down here. So if you have some ko threats, you could try and play that right away. But it's also useful to have as a option later. So let's go on to the next point. Yeah, the next point I was looking at, let's see, I just jumped out from this side, and he had played this move to connect these stones back, and I was just looking at ways to disconnect, and I played this disconnect here. This is a case where Katago prefers this disconnect. Usually this disconnect leads to bad shape, but I guess in this case these two stones would be just cut off, so that would be good for me. Katago recommends that white just extend here, and then I extend, and so that's a better way of handling this this cut over here than what happened. Although, as you can see in the graph, I'm still doing fine at this point. This peep underneath the G18 wasn't a particularly good move, and I should be winning, and I would be if I had played this section right. So actually, I can kill this group. This is one reason why I wanted to show this point here. One of the reasons why I wanted to keep this game and show the evaluation is how do you kill a group like this? It looks to me like it's pretty much alive, and I just played here, he played here, and now it's definitely alive. So I just was going for the surround at this point, but there is a way to kill, starting with this cut. So this cut is an Atari on these two stones, so white has to connect, Then you play here. And yeah, and then there's just no way for white to live here. For example, if white plays here, you can just extend, and that's just one eye there. And if white takes, that was the line by Katago, then you play here, and you take away that eye over there. So I was just one move away from capturing those stones, and I missed it. Anyway, that would have been a nice, convincing win for me, because he was overplaying, trying to live there, and I should have been able to kill it. But I failed, and so he got away with that, and now he's winning for a while. But he makes a mistake. Let's see, I think let's back up a little bit to where his mistake is. You know, I was fighting over here, and this was kind of a losing battle. I went here, and he just connected, and then I got to capture one more stone, and then I saved all of these stones. He didn't have to let that happen. He could have connected here himself, kept me cut off, and killed these 3 stones. So he just gave that away, and so now I have an advantage again. I gave the advantage back to him when I let these live, and then he gave it back to me by letting these guys live. And so it's just back and forth for a while here. The invasion on the bottom here, I think Katago preferred to start with an attachment at N4 here, but I played here, and it wasn't too bad. He played underneath, I cross-cut, and then he extended, and then I Atari'd on top. I just wanted to get, I was just trying to limit the growth of this area and get some stones up here. But I could play more ambitiously. I can play this way. And now this comes back to that point I mentioned where I don't try to save this stone. This stone is lost, but I can play this cut now. And this gets really complicated, but taking advantage of the cuts over here, he has to protect. And then I can Atari here. You can take this stone, and then I can connect up like this. And so I actually have combined this attack on the center here, this invasion in the center, or this attachment at the center, with the attachment on the side over here. And the combination is pretty powerful. He actually loses these stones here. If you count, he's got 2 liberties, and I have 3 down here. So that would turn the game around, and that would be in my favor. So I just had the right idea to invade over here. The way I played maybe wasn't the best starting point, but it was still a valid starting point for the invasion. And I just needed to take advantage of this attachment over here at P3 as well. I thought that was pretty interesting. So anyway, we're in this part of the game where it just goes back and forth. It's actually quite close. And but I wanted to get up to the next key point, which is right here. There was one more chance where I had to, this is where the evaluation is swinging up and down from win to loss. And here's a move where I played over here, just trying to keep this corner surrounded, expand my area. But I could play more aggressively once again. I can actually live in the corner through this really clever sequence. So I start with this attachment here. White cuts. I Atari this stone. White extends. I extend. So now it looks like, see, these 3 stones are kind of cut off. It looks like I might be killing them, so white has to tread carefully. White has to fight back. So this is, he's just got enough liberties. He's got 1 extra liberty compared to me after this attachment. So I can't really turn this into a capturing race directly. But, so white is trying to kill me here. What I can do is cross-cut. White connects. And then I connect here. I'm still not alive here, but white needs to play some moves to kill me. White is in danger. I'm alive if I can capture this stone at B2, so white needs to strengthen it. And I Atari this stone, and white goes after it. And now white is capturing these 3 stones. But the whole point of this sacrifice over here was not that I could ever capture this stone at B1. I was always doomed. But it was to get me this move in Sente. I play C1 here. He has to take or lose those stones, and I would live. And then I get this move, and I'm alive here. That's 2 eyes. And let's see. I played out a few more moves. it likes this move, the descent down here, and then if white goes here, I just go here, and just to show that clearly living shape there. So I get to live inside the corner over here, and let's see, he needs another move to live over here. So probably that, I just finished out that sequence to show it to you. He probably needs to play over here to live as well. Anyway, pretty interesting. Let's get back to the game. But I missed that opportunity, and you can see it just recurred. That's where the graph is bouncing up and down from top to bottom, but I never took advantage of that, and in the end he was winning by about 10 points here, and then he resigned for some reason. So what can I say? I mean, he just has too many points down here. I had a couple of chances, as we saw, to reduce him over here, or if I had captured this group up here, I would be in fine shape, but this group is alive, and I never invaded or reduced this, or did not do it enough, and so that was a win for white. Anyway, interesting game. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.